The year was 1164 CE, and in the peaceful city of Medina, the Prophet's mosque stood as a beacon of faith, a sanctuary guarded by both men and unseen forces. Each day, pilgrims came to offer their respects, but on this particular night, a darkness had fallen over the city, a shadow hidden among the faithful. A small band of strangers arrived in Medina that night, moving through the streets like ghosts. Their leader, Al-Mansur, was a man of cunning, driven by ambition and greed. Word had reached him that a foreign ruler would pay an unimaginable fortune for the body of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. It was an unthinkable mission, a theft that would bring wealth and power beyond measure. Al-Mansur's heart, however, was hardened to the sacrilege of it all. As the men approached the Prophet's mosque, they hid among the throngs of pilgrims. They wore the garments of travelers, blending into the crowd as they examined every detail of the mosque, their eyes lingering on the place where the Prophet's body lay. But as they observed, they felt something strange, an oppressive sense of unease, as if unseen eyes were watching their every step. One of those watching eyes belonged to Sheikh Abdul Rahman, an elderly guardian of the mosque, known throughout Medina for his wisdom and vigilance. A man deeply attuned to his surroundings, Sheikh Abdul Rahman had sensed something unusual the moment these strangers set foot in the city. He watched them closely, suspicion gnawing at him, as he noticed their peculiar behavior. Meanwhile, far away in Cairo, the Sultan Nur al-Din Zangi was having a restless night. As he drifted into sleep, a vivid dream overtook him. In his dream, he saw the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, his face solemn and filled with sorrow, calling out for help. The Prophet showed him two men, their faces starkly clear. "These men seek to harm my body," the Prophet's voice echoed in the Sultan's mind. Awakening with a jolt, the Sultan was overwhelmed by the vividness of the vision. He gathered his most trusted guards, relating the details of the dream and describing the faces of the men he had seen. "We must go to Medina," he declared. "The Prophet calls us, and we cannot ignore his plea." Back in Medina, Al-Mansur and his men were moving under the cover of darkness, attempting to dig a tunnel beneath the mosque to reach the Prophet's tomb. The night was unnaturally still as they worked, the silence broken only by the muted sound of digging. But then, as they neared the tomb, a sudden gust of wind tore through the city, howling like a voice of warning. Thunder cracked across the sky and lightning illuminated the darkened city, exposing the men's actions to anyone who might look. It was Sheikh Abdul Rahman who saw them. His heart raced with both fury and dread. Without a moment's hesitation, he sounded the alarm, and the city awakened to his cries. The citizens, deeply devoted and protective of their sacred city, gathered quickly, moving toward the Prophet's mosque with torches and weapons. At that very moment, Sultan Nur al-Din and his soldiers arrived in Medina, guided by what he knew was divine providence. Nur al-Din's gaze swept over the faces in the crowd, and in a flash, he recognized the men from his dream. He directed his soldiers to encircle Al-Mansur and his followers, trapping them before they could escape. Realizing they were outmatched, Al-Mansur and his men tried to flee, but there was nowhere to run. They dropped their tools and fell to their knees, aware that their heinous crime had been thwarted. The crowd surrounded them, murmuring words of shock and condemnation. Al-Mansur, who had come seeking wealth, now found himself shrouded in shame and terror. In the aftermath, Sultan Nur al-Din ordered Al-Mansur and his men to face justice. The citizens of Medina, their faith renewed, witnessed the divine protection that guarded the Prophet's resting place. In gratitude, Sultan Nur al-Din strengthened the fortifications around the tomb, ensuring that no one would ever attempt such a blasphemy again. With his mission complete, Nur al-Din left Medina, forever changed. He had answered a call not just from a dream, but from the depths of his faith, realizing that true guardianship is both a duty and a blessing. The people of Medina continued their lives, comforted in knowing that the Prophet's resting place was safe, watched over by both human hands and divine intervention. And so, the attempted theft became a story, a reminder passed down through generations that some places and some people are protected by powers far beyond human understanding. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you, and may Allah bless you.